Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Patsun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/relationship advice, where OP finds out the hard way that long-distance relationships doesn't really work out too well. Let's begin. My long-distance girlfriend cheated and lied to me and got sexually assaulted by 2 of the 3 people she cheated on me with. Ooh. Posted by Reddit user not Derek Pam.
This is going to be a longish post, so skip to the TLDR if you don't want to read all of it. So exactly what the title suggests. My girlfriend cheated on me throughout our first semester of long-distance relationship. We started hooking up in June of our senior year, and when it came for her to move away to college, she told me she loved me and wanted to do a long-distance relationship despite being non-exclusive the whole summer. I agreed, assuming this was her closing the relationship, and we've been dating ever since. She's an amazing person, and I've never connected with another person the way I do with her, which is why I decided to do long distance with her. However, we came back onto the topic of exclusivity in October, to which I assumed we were exclusive, but she said that we weren't. That was a shock, considering everything. But she ultimately told me that she hasn't slept with anyone yet and that she was willing to become exclusive. I told her to be completely honest with me, and that even though I might hold some resentment towards her for that I would appreciate the honesty and work towards overcoming that, since technically we never revisited our terms of exclusivity when doing long distance. She still said no, that she hadn't slept with anyone, and I believed her. Anyways, I plan visits. I make time. She goes to school in Philly while I'm in Texas, so it's hard, but I was willing to put in the effort. I visited her in September, flew her out in October, and then she came home for Thanksgiving in November. It was during the November break when I found out what she did, and then I confronted her about it. Immediately she broke down and started crying, telling me how sorry she was for lying and cheating on me. She told me the first 2 were while we were non-exclusive, and that the third one was completely her fault and that she didn't say no. This is where things get messy. She then tells me that the third one, let's call him Ethan, raped her, and that after it started she didn't want it to keep going, but he didn't notice or seem to care. He was apparently well endowed and hurt her to the point where she was bleeding and couldn't walk. This happened around early November, and I noticed things were off. I didn't let her go into much detail, more so for her because I didn't want to make her relive that moment, but I didn't know how to feel that my girlfriend was raped while cheating. It doesn't stop there though, and she then goes back to the second guy for emotional support. For context, he was in her friend group and were friends while they were hooking up, but she ended things with him after we were officially exclusive. So she goes to him for support, and she tells me that he used her for sex despite being the only person she could talk to her situation about. She told me she felt used by him, and that he would come listen to her sob, fuck her, and then leave. She was non-enthusiastic about every second of it, but she was scared that her only support would leave if she didn't have sex with him. She tells me all of this, absolutely destroyed with what was a mix of guilt, shame, and regret, and I don't know how to feel. I was shockingly calm throughout that entire encounter, and I offered her support where she needed, and I sympathized and was there for her during her retelling me her stories of sexual assault. She told me that I was her only anchor now and that she couldn't do it, it being life. I think she wasn't specific, without me, and begged me back. I broke up with her immediately after finding out, but she kept holding on and crying. I'm completely mixed on how to feel. On one hand, she cheated and lied to me, but not only that, had a whole situationship with one of her friends, while in a relationship with me that continued after we were exclusive. It's insulting the lack of respect that she showed me and our entire relationship. On the other hand, I still love her, despite everything, and I feel the need to be there for her when no one else can. TLDR. Long-distance relationship girlfriend cheated on me with 3 people, one person being a situationship who ended up using her for sex, and another person entirely raping her to the point where she bled. I am clueless and lost. I don't know how to feel. Part of me wants to still be with her, but I know what she did was unforgivable. Parts of me wants to be there for her through her complex emotions, but another part wants nothing to do with her.
OP, it's over. She continually cheated on you. I'm sorry, but the only guy she could talk to about the situation was someone she was fucking? Seriously, like for real. OP, you don't know your girlfriend. No one else really knows her either, but that's her own fault. She doesn't have any friends. She only has fuck buddies. And again, that's her own fault. Just take yourself out of this fucked up situation your girlfriend has put herself in. She needs more help than what you or anyone else that isn't a professional can offer. OP, don't go back to her. Don't be there for her. She doesn't deserve your support. She literally fucked around and now she's facing the consequences. She put having sex with these men over your own relationship and now she comes crying back to you for support when it all goes to hell? No. Fuck no. Don't fall for it. Cut her out of your life. Ghost her completely. What she does after that is neither your concern or your responsibility. Good luck. Now for today's second story. My girlfriend of 7 years cheated with someone who was practically a child. Okay. Just to be clear here, ladies and gentlemen, OP did confirm that the dude is over 18 years of age. He's an adult. A fully legal adult. Okay. Posted by Reddit user Daryl Ray.
Hello everyone. 2 weeks ago I didn't know this place existed. I never thought I would be posting here, but it looks like that is the norm. I have read almost every single post in this subreddit, and those alone have helped me immensely, so thank you. I wrote out the entire story, but it was very long and I'm not sure if anyone would read it or if I'm even ready to share it. For a few months now I had suspected my girlfriend was cheating. I finally logged on her Facebook and found out for sure 2 days before Thanksgiving. I was devastated. Like a lot of other posters here, I had trusted my partner completely up until the last few months. I invested in 100% of myself into this relationship and genuinely thought I would spend the rest of my life with her. I had already bought a ring. I later found out through social media that the guy is only 18 years old. He is still in high school and works or worked at McDonald's. I was floored. I feel so many things I'm not even sure what to think about it. I have a home and a decent career and have been the sole provider for my girlfriend for our entire 7-year relationship. To think that she would throw it all away for some kid is surreal. I kicked her out immediately. We have had about 4 conversations since then, which began civil and rapidly escalated into ugly and hurtful. Unfortunately, I have been through this all before, so I knew the relationship was over the moment I saw the messages. But there was still a part of me that wanted her to grovel and beg for another chance, to give me any excuse to have her back. She apologized at first, but only as a pretext to tell me how I had hurt her, how she now had no car and no money, and I had disconnected her phone line. It was obvious that she was only sorry for herself. She later became nasty. She made the usual excuses, that I wasn't there for her and I wasn't what she needed and I never loved her, etc. She had no remorse. Again, it was all too familiar to me at this stage in my life, but it didn't make it hurt any less. I was devastated after my last long-term relationship ended in cheating. I dated casually for a long time after that because I didn't feel like I could trust other people. She was the first person I ever met who I believed genuinely loved me. I finally felt like it was safe to give everything I had. Every day now feels like a nightmare. She is now dating the guy as far as I know.
If she can throw away a 7-year-long relationship so easily, trust me, she won't be a stable mother and a stable wife. So OP, go ditch her. Let the kid deal with her. Look, you sound mature to me, so I will say move on and never look back or give in if she comes back to you, because I'm 100% sure she's still in the affair fog, and when she starts missing those facilities and comfort which you used to provide, I'm 100% sure she will try and contact you with a huge long message, somewhere in the lines of, "I'm sorry, it was just a mistake," and etc., all that bullshit cheaters do, okay? That could happen months from now, maybe even years. Don't give in, OP. Just move on and start any activities to divert your mind. You know, like hitting the gym, become a Chad or something, play video games, or learn some new useful life skills. Good luck, man. I know you can do it. Don't be a simp, okay? I don't want to see you on this channel again. And now for today's final story. My girlfriend is disabled and I can't take care of her anymore. Posted by Reddit user oldshare5828.
Some context. Sorry if this is too long. I'm 33 and she is 31. We moved in together in 2019. We started working from home when the pandemic started. Everything was going okay. In August 2020, she suddenly started talking nonsense while I was getting something to eat from the fridge. She was sitting on the couch and just started blabbing random words. When I asked her what was wrong, she just mumbled more nonsense. I instantly recognized this as a stroke because my dad had one and died. Getting an ambulance was impossible. I kept calling the emergency line, but they wouldn't show up. So I had to get an Uber. That took some time too. Once we got to the ER, the doctor wouldn't believe me when I told her she was having a stroke. She stopped talking and insisted on testing for COVID. I tried arguing, but they made us wait. After 1 hour and 30 minutes of waiting, a doctor finally came to see us, but she said she didn't believe it was a stroke because she looked normal. I described the symptoms and begged her to please do some tests or whatever. She reluctantly agreed and I had to go home. I felt unsafe leaving her alone with male nurses because she couldn't talk or walk on her own, but I had no choice because they wouldn't let me wait inside the hospital because of COVID. I got a call the next day asking me go pick her up. The doctor confirmed she had a stroke and told me to take care of her because there wasn't anything else they could do for her and she didn't need emergency care. I asked him if there was anything they could do, but they told me they weren't currently offering any therapy for stroke victims because of the pandemic, and to ask again in a few months, and he gave me a card of a place that I could call for that. My girlfriend never talked again. She still can't walk on her own. The place the doctor referred me to started offering therapy sessions again in late 2021. I took her for about 3 months, but she wasn't making any improvements. I read somewhere that there's a short time window of about 6 months for treatment after a stroke and she missed it. My girlfriend can't do anything on her own. She just lays down all day. I have to support us both. I feed her with a tiny spoon and wash her. I still have my old job, but I'm looking for a new one and keep getting turned down because they all want me to go into the office at least a couple of times a week and I can't leave her alone because she could get injured trying to get out of bed. Just got a rejection email today for a job I really wanted and I'm pissed. I started getting calls from debt collectors over some money she owed too. She has family, but they can't take care of her. She lived in a really bad part of the city with lots of crime and drug problems, and they are very poor. I renewed my lease without any problems in late 2021, but if I want to move in the future, I'll have to take her with me, and landlords don't like disabled people. It's not like I can just rent something on my own and sneak a disabled person in. I haven't really had sex since she had the stroke. I did try to have sex with her a few times since then, but it didn't feel consensual, so I stopped. I can't do this anymore. My life is basically over. TLDR. Girlfriend is disabled and I can't do this anymore.
I'm being dead serious right now. OP, you have a case for malpractice. Malpractice laws are strict. They're damn strict. And everyone's awful response is almost certainly going to be counted as contributing to the severity of her condition. There is absolutely zero excuse to not even check. And now she's permanently disabled. All because a doctor and emergency service couldn't even be bothered to do their fucking job correctly. OP, I am so sorry for what the both of you had gone through and what you will be continuing to go through in the future. It's cruel. It's unfair. You didn't deserve it. Contact a lawyer and go file that case. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my YouTube channel for you to watch absolutely free. So consider clicking that super thanks just below the video title, or you can use my PayPal in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.